Rossoneri, this is AC Milan Talk. We are ready for a new weekly episode with all the going song of our favorite team, our Rossoneri team, with all the news both on and off the pitch. But first of all, welcome to Adriano Del Monte. Hi, Adriano.
Hi, Alicia. Great to see you, as always.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, of course. Sad to not have Sheridan with us here today, but he will be joining us.
The same question. How are you, Sheridan? Very welcome.
Hi everyone, nice to see you. Sorry I can't be with you in the studio, but I'm well enough and I'm looking forward to today's show.
So let's start with our men's first team with a lot of news, plenty of talking points. So let's start with Stefano Pioli's side. It was a real battle at the Stadio Olimpico with the final minutes of the match filled with real drama for a late winner from Okafor, who scored his fifth goal in Rossoneri and who in this way secured victory for the Rossoneri. Adriano.
Incredible match, Alicia. I was there. I haven't seen too many matches like this in my entire time covering Serie A. A battle, you mentioned a battle, it was, and it went on, and it was a slow start to this match, but then as the teams found their groove in the second half, it was a really tightly battled contest, but in the end you can see there the 0-1 result, a crucial 3 points, and deserved 3 points to me on the run of play. Obviously Lazio in the end had 3 players sent off, finished with 8 on the pitch. It was a very, very entertaining match in Stadio Olimpico, which had a great atmosphere and a great energy as always, but a really crucial 3 points. And of course you can see in the standings now just 1 point there behind second place Juventus, and look, certainly back in the mix now of battling for that top 2, and yes, some winnable matches to come. So it was an important match against another team who of course have European aspirations, and yeah, very satisfying result given the drama and the battle on the night.
Sheridan, 3 crucial points for AC Milan because they shown once again that they never give up until the end of the match.
It was a real demonstration of spirit. I mean, the first half, it wasn't the greatest performance by Milan. It was hard work, but they kept their heads. And as Adriano pointed out, in the second half, it turned into wrestling. But Milan got it over the line, and it was there was some good moments, particularly from Rafa Leao. But it's the fact that Noah Okafor, not Okafor because it's his 5th goal, Noah Okafor sealed the points, and it was such a dramatic match at the Stadio Olimpico, Rome, the eternal city, the city of drama, the gladiators, while Milan really fought to the end in the right way, obviously. And these are the 3 points that at the end of the season might be very, very important.
So a great show at the Stadio Olimpico on Friday night, and Mr. Pioli shared his post-match reactions with Milan TV cameras, showing all his enthusiasm for his Rossoneri performance. Let's listen.
Io credo che siamo in un momento positivo, siamo in un momento positivo a livello mentale, siamo in un momento positivo per come stiamo sul campo. Poi c'è stato il passo falso di Monza, ma insomma sono 2 o 3 mesi che stiamo giocando a buon livello, e stasera abbiamo incontrato un avversario forte, molto motivato, che aveva bisogno di punti, quindi ci ha creato difficoltà, ma abbiamo concesso poco senza creare tantissimo in primo tempo, ma poi abbiamo fatto molto bene. Certo che un allenatore non può che essere contento di come subentrano i giocatori che non iniziano la partita, ma abbiamo certe caratteristiche iniziali, poi si possono cambiare. E sono contento per Noah che si fa sempre trovare pronto, perché è chiaro che non è facile, tra virgolette, fare l'alternativa a Leao, perché insomma Rafa è un gran giocatore, quindi diventa anche difficile ogni tanto toglierlo dal campo, ma Noah lavora sempre bene, si merita questo gol, si merita questo palcoscenico, si merita questa serata.
A good result also, considering that it's never an easy fixture, the one against the Sarri's teams. But no, Okafor, the particular protagonist on Friday night, Adriano.
Absolutely. Okafor, as Sheridan said, and it was another timely goal for he. So we spoke about him a few weeks ago. When he gets his opportunities, he's really delivered in some key moments, and again a goal that will do wonders for his confidence and for his form now going forward. He was certainly the star on the pitch, was the man of the match, but for me the as we see some other goals, of course, for Okafor in the campaign. Again, right place, right time, but has delivered with limited minutes on occasions. You can see their goals from the bench, Okafor with four, Jovic as well. And this is what we know needs to continue to improve to get back amongst the top clubs obviously in Italy, but in Europe as well. You need that depth, you need that quality, and they need to have the quantity, and we're now seeing that. So many options, not just Leao there, as Mr. Pioli said. But as we watch some of these highlights, some of these goals from Okafor from the course of the campaign, the stars of the show for me at the Olimpico were the Milan fans, the travelling fans. There were 5,700 fans that made the trip to the capital. And they make moments like this that Okafor has had over the course of the season all the more special, because I can tell you, being inside the stadium, at times the Milan fans were louder than the Lazio fans, who are normally very loud and very enthusiastic. So the Milan fans willing their players on, bringing out the best out of their players. And that's why in the end Okafor gets that goal very late on. Milan never give in and come away with the crucial 3 points.
Sheridan, this is a very important stat, a very important table, considering that the goals scored by the players who took over are now 13. So, again, now.
Yeah, you need goals. You need goals from all angles. If Olivier Giroud or Rafa Leao can't find the net, you need someone else to come onto the pitch and make an impact. I mean, it's sometimes they're known as game changers, or someone who can come on, super sub, and turn things around. And to have so many goals, 4 from Jovic and 4 from Noah Okafor there from the bench, is so helpful if you're battling to finish in the top places and you're still believing in battling for silverware, not software, and important things.
Now, let's change topic, because after our away trip in Serie A against the Biancocelesti, it's time for a new European challenge, our return for the Europa League round of 16. And the appointment is on Thursday night, and because we are waiting for the Slavia Praga at San Siro.
Another night of European football at San Siro. Yes, on a Thursday night, but against a credible opponent in the history of European football, and it will be a massive opportunity, the start of a massive journey now. I'm very, very confident that this can be the start of a deep run in European football, as we saw last season in the Champions League. And Slavia Prague, a team that come in good form domestically. Last couple of games have been against Sparta Prague, who are also in this competition as well. They take on Liverpool, but Slavia Prague haven't been at their best in these last 2 matches, coming in a 0-0 against Sparta Prague in the Czech League at the weekend. And as Mr. Pioli said earlier, this is a team now, his team are starting to play with great confidence and at a high level of form that we have seen earlier in the campaign. So the stats there for Slavia Prague, the opponent, do look good. Of course, with respect to their domestic competition, this is a step up. However, as I did explain last week, this Slavia Prague team did play Roma earlier in the campaign. In fact, they did lose in Rome. So I think this Milan team can certainly take confidence from the fact that a few months back they did have a trip to Italy, they were defeated, and I think, look, Milan come in as favourites, and especially off the back of that very impressive hard-fought win at Lazio, which is not easy because Lazio have been very strong at home. I think confident display by Pioli's men Thursday night.
In 2019, Olivier Giroud and Ruben Loftus-Cheek won together the Europa League with Chelsea, and now maybe they can lead the right journey also to their teammates, Sheridan.
It would be fabulous if they could bring that expertise to San Siro, to Milan. It's a tournament that we respect, and it's a tournament that we've mentioned several times that the Rossoneri have never won, and there's no time like the present to change that. And as Adriano pointed out, Slavia had a derby at the weekend against Sparta Prague, which is they're emotional matches. Physically and mentally, you expand a lot of energy or expend a lot of energy. So it's a case of they'll have been. They didn't have an easy weekend, as same with Milan, who didn't have an easy weekend against Lazio. So both teams will. It's a big match coming at a difficult time, but with all the respect that one should have for Slavia Praga, one would hope that Milan's pedigree gives them the slight edge.
So the place is the same. We are talking also about San Siro for the match scheduled for the 28th Serie A match day. The match day in which AC Milan will face Empoli. So what about the period that our next opponents are living in this season, Adriano?
I'm not looking too far ahead here, but I did say before this is the start of a softer run when we talk about what's to come domestically in Serie A, starting with an Empoli team who certainly must be respected, because this is an Empoli team who, if my memory serves me well, had a win at Napoli, drew at Juve, had a very strong performance at Fiorentina. So a team that have performed very well at times on the road, but it was, I believe it was earlier this year, the reverse fixture was a 3-0 win on the road. And look, I think that what we've seen, and obviously it will be 2 matches in the space of 3 days at San Siro with Slavia Prague and then Empoli. I think this team are coming into top gear right now, in top form, with depth, with quality, with goals from all avenues. This is the start of an important run now. And we saw the fixture list, Juventus-Atalanta. After this match, 3 points can get us back into the top 2, put that pressure on Juventus going into their big match as well.
So what should we expect from this AC Milan versus Empoli, Sheridan?
Well, Empoli desperately need points. I mean, the bottom part of the table in Serie A at the moment is incredibly congested. There are lots of teams in a small space of points. So we would expect them, they're fighting for their lives, they're going for it, and they will make it very tough for Milan. And if there is any fatigue for the Rossoneri after their exploits in Europe against Slavia Prague, Milan will get found out. So Milan have to take it very seriously, and let's hope they get back from the match, or rather they finish the match against Slavia Prague unscathed.
So that's all for our men's first team. Good luck to our Rossoneri for these 2 next features. Now let's move on with our women's team. The giallorossi against our Rossoneri, Roma, who won the clash of this Coppa Italia, the Puma House of Football. Did you see a balanced match, Adriano?
Of course, it was a balanced match. We know against a team that are the defending champions of Italy and also currently in first place. So it was always going to be tough. And for 83 minutes, it was very tight. But unfortunately, the result finishing 2-0 in favour of the visiting Roma on a very cold and windy afternoon. The conditions were not easy for play, but we know how strong Roma have been. We know even in Europe as well, they have represented Italy very, very well. A really impressive squad in their development in recent years. So to put up that fight, especially for the first 80, it was an impressive display. But unfortunately, as the first leg now needing to go to Rome and obviously overturn that result against a team that are very difficult to beat, it will be tough. But I think there were positive signs from at least that first hour of play, where it was a balanced match. There were some half chances for certainly both teams, and obviously keeping Roma without a goal for some time, given the quantity that they have scored over the course of the season. It is disappointing that 2 late goals was the difference, but still a second leg to come, so still the tie up for grabs.
Sheridan, at the end, for Corti's side, a good performance, but it was enough. It wasn't enough for the giallorossi, and now the qualification is closer, and we need to keep our hopes up also for the second leg of these semi-finals.
Yes, I agree. I agree with Adriano saying that up until the 80th minute, Milan were doing well, and they weren't keeping Roma out completely, but they'd obviously prevented them from scoring. However, maybe a bit of fatigue crept in, and this goal from outside the area was a tough one to break, a tough one to handle. And then in the right in the middle of additional time, after the 90th minute, they made it 2 with this near post finish. And it's going to be difficult to play away to Roma and turn this round, but we have to believe the team are capable of doing it. They have been improving in recent weeks, and maybe you might say it takes a miracle. Well, let's believe in miracles in that case.
So, as we said in Italy, forza ragazze for the second leg against the giallorossi. Now let's move on with our under-19s. Nothing to do for Abati's side against Fiorentina. It was a very unlucky match, but now let's remember what happened on the pitch during the 90 minutes against the Viola with the highlights. Let's look.
Ball cleared by Fiorentina. No one picks it up, and it now drops to Diego Sia. Diego Sia is against 3 Fiorentina players. Diego still going, needs a bit of help, but goes past one, going towards the area, into the area. Can he get a finish off? What a superb goal by Diego Sia. That is world class. Diego Sia opening the scoring. Look at this. Skill, speed, determination, past 3 defenders, and then a superb finish. 1-0 Milan. Given away by the young Rossoneri. Here is Senet. Senet is on his own, coming towards the area, and he puts it high into the net. And it's a equaliser for Fiorentina. Free kick to Fiorentina. In it goes. And it's headed into the net. And it's the lead for the Tuscan team. Baroncelli makes it 2-1. Fiorentina looking very calm. And that's a strong challenge by Jimenez. And he's already been cautioned. Second yellow means first red, means game over for Jimenez. First time over the top. Senet with a clever piece of skill into the area. Goes for it, and it is Caprini to make it 3-1. 10-man Fiorentina now in trouble. In comes the corner. Headed goalwards, and it's a 4th. And 10-man Milan lose 4-1.
With the focus on our under-19s, so we come to the end of this episode. We will come back on Tuesday also for the next week for the comment of AC Milan versus Empoli and for the preview of Slavia Praga versus AC Milan for the Europa League. Let me say thanks to Sheridan Bird. Bye-bye, Sheridan.
Thank you very much, guys. Nice to see you.
And thanks also to Adriano Del Monte. Bye-bye, Adriano. See you next week.
Bye-bye, Alicia. See you soon, Sheridan.
Dear Rossoneri, thanks for following us and see you again in the next episode of our AC Milan Talk. Ciao!